Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, as you're tuning in to the YouTube channel Expression of Consciousness. My name is Spencer David. Today I'm talking about mediumship and what is a medium. The purpose of this video is to give the listener an understanding what a medium is and how mediums work, to help beginners have an understanding of the various elements of mediumship. So what is a medium? Well, mediums are ordinary people who live ordinary lives, but what has happened with those that have become mediums? Generally, they have been brought onto a path of spirituality. Sometimes we can be put on a path of spirituality and visiting spiritual churches purely out of curiosity to see if there is an afterlife, or trauma can take us to a spiritualist church. And that's how I got involved in mediumship 20 years ago with myself. To become a medium, we have to learn the inner psychic skills that are naturally within all of us. Every human being, to some degree, has a skill of mediumship within them. And the ordinary person can experience the spirit world, such as clairvoyance, where you randomly see the spirit world, or an ordinary person could feel the spirit world. So that is their clairsentience within them, the natural intuition within themselves. With mediumship, the person who wants to develop, they would be going to a development circle, whether that be in a spiritualist church or in a home circle. And to develop your mediumship, it's about developing your own conscious awareness, learning to blend with energy, because everything is energy. You are energy now, you are spirit now. The only difference is you see yourself in the mirror as a physical being, because you live within the 3D world, and the spirit world is an etherical thought world. And when spirit work with mediums, they are using thoughts and feelings, frequency, energy, and vibration. The spirit world has many different ways of working with a medium. For instance, with mental mediumship, as regards to perception, this is a form of mediumship that is most common. This is the form of mediumship that people see when they go to spiritual churches, when they have private readings, and generally when they sit in circles. So with perception, what happens is, this is when the spirit communicator, a loved one from the spirit world, works through the medium's mind, and he or she, the medium, is able to hear the spirit world, see the spirit world, sense and feel them. And these will be perceived either subjective within the mind, or objectively that is in the room. And through the perception side, there are 4 psychic elements that mediums use. And these elements are part of the subconsciousness, not the normal mind that we use for our everyday life. We tap into another part of the mind, the subconscious mind, that awakens the psychic abilities that are within us. So the first of the 4 psychic abilities is clairvoyance. So when a medium is clairvoyant, it means clear seeing. The medium is able to see the spirit world, see the loved one that they are communicating with, and that medium can either see them objectively, which means they can clairvoyantly see that communicator within the room. Now, only the medium would be maybe the only one that would see that, because they are the one that's tuned into that energy, and they are seeing it through clairvoyance rather than a physical manifestation. You can see information coming in the form of images that is related to the person you are communicating with. So for instance, if you are working clairvoyantly, you would make a contact with the spirit world and you would begin to see the energy building up within your mind, and this will create a visual expression of what the person looked like when they were in the living body. So a medium can communicate with a mother, and when the medium is using the clairvoyance, the medium would say, I can see within my mind a lady, and this lady looks short to me because I can see that she is not very tall, and through the clairvoyance I can see that she has brown curly hair, she has a light skin complexion, and she is wearing a woolly jumper and a pair of jeans, for example, because that person would be known and remembered for having that appearance. Now, that would be subjective if it's coming in the mind. Now, if it was objective, the medium would be seeing that same image within the room where they are working. They would see that loved one with the person that's receiving the message. Through the clairvoyance, mediums are also able to see the aura around the physical body of the person receiving the message. Now that would be objective. If you are seeing the aura and the colour of the aura of the person you are reading for, then you're seeing it objectively through your ability of clairvoyance. And with the clairvoyance, you will be able to see spirit energy within the room. You may, those of you that are familiar with clairvoyance and know you have a clairvoyant ability, you may have seen light anomalies within the environment you are. You may have seen orbs, flashes of light, or even silhouettes of shadows of people walking past you within your peripheral vision. And that is part of the clairvoyance, the clear seeing. With clairvoyance, you can see lots more information about the communicator you're bringing through. For instance, you may be able to see their work environment, what they did for a living. You may be able to see their hobbies, what they did. So you could see, if you are bringing through a gentleman from the spirit world and you see them playing golf, that would be that spirit communicator giving you an example of one of the hobbies that they did and what they loved. So you would see them subjectively in your mind that they are playing golf. Or you may see them pass in hospital, so you would know where that person has passed. You may see their house. So with the clairvoyance, you're seeing a multitude of information on a personal level as regards to the spirit communicator. And you may be also be able to see visuals to do with the person that is also having the reading. So that's a basic rundown of clairvoyance. So clairvoyance just simply means clear seeing. So the next psychic ability that a medium can use is clairsentience. Now this means clear sensing or feeling. With clairsentience, the medium can feel a multitude of things. So with the clairsentience, you're relying on the senses of feel. When you are making a link with the spirit world, you can feel the energy of the spirit communicator coming into your energy field, and you will feel their presence. Now you may feel that they're standing to your left or to the right of you, and you feel their presence is there. And through the clairsentience, then you can get a feeling if they are taller or shorter than you. So you connect and you resonate with that energy of the communicator, and you start to pick up the feelings about them. And you may get the feeling that this person is taller than you. You may feel feminine, so the person would be female, or you may feel more masculine than you are, so you would know through that feeling that that person is male. And through the feelings, you can feel parts of their personality. So for instance, you can feel if they were a jokey person, a person that had a great sense of humour, because you would feel that within you. You would feel the urge to crack jokes, maybe be sarcastic, and generally be a very humorous type of soul. And that's the feeling. And also, with the feeling, the clairsentience, you can also feel emotion, happiness, sadness. You can feel conditions of the loved one that's coming forward. For instance, the spirit communicator can give you the sensation of pains in your chest, and that can represent a heart attack. So you would say, I feel there is a condition going on within my chest area, and I feel a pain in my heart, and I feel that this person passed from a heart attack. Or you could feel if the person had lung problems, you would feel your breathing change. You may feel that your chest is becoming tighter, or your lungs are feeling congested because of their condition. And through feelings, you could also feel, again, with the clairvoyance, when you saw a gentleman playing golf, you could also get the feeling and sensation yourself of them playing golf. The great thing about the clairsentience, if you fine-tune it enough and you develop properly, sitting within your own energy and power, because that's vitally important with clairsentience, sitting in your own power and understanding and knowing your own energy, then grasping that and fine-tuning that will create a much sharper and clearer feelings for your clairsentience to work. Because if you understand your own energy and your own feelings, and the spirit communicator comes into your energy field, you will sense and feel a change happening. You will sense and feel a new energy, a different energy coming into your auric field or around your being. So with clairsentience, you can sense a multitude of things. You may also be able to sense that this person read a newspaper, or to do with their job, hobbies. You will feel these things. And that's clairsentience. So the next ability that mediums will use is clairaudience. Now this means clear hearing. Now the majority of mediums that work today, through my understanding and my experiences and own personal observation, the majority of mediums that are clairaudient are hearing the thoughts of spirit coming in to their mind. They hear the words of something. They may hear dad, father, brother, sister, and that would tell you that that is the link of the person that you're giving the message to. So you heard that that person is their dad. So from hearing it, you would know that this person you're bringing through is their father. And with clairaudience, you can hear a multitude of information again. You can hear what they did for a living. You can hear the message coming into your mind, what is needed to be said to the recipient wanting the message. So the loved one may be coming forward to tell you that they are around this person, and the loved one will tell you that they are watching what they are doing. For instance, they may have seen their loved one going through a struggling time, or they've seen them get that job interview. So the loved one will tell them that they know that they got the job and they've been to the job interview, or there's been a new baby born, all sorts of things again. So when we hear clairaudiently, again, it can be a multitude of things, all relative to the person in the spirit world and the person receiving the message. Now with clairaudience, we either hear it within the mind, or at times some mediums can hear the spirit world direct voice. Now some of you that's listening in to this video may have experienced direct voice, even though you're not or class yourself as a medium, but you would have times heard direct voice. So you've actually audibly, from outside your ear, heard the voice of spirit. And that can be quite common for some of us. I remember there is times I've heard the spirit shout out my name. For instance, I've heard my mum's voice when I'm coming out of my sleep state in the morning and I'm in between the two worlds, so to speak, and I would hear her voice call my name. And I'm not a medium that is generally someone that hears direct voice. I don't hear the spirit world like that very often. When I hear the spirit world, I hear the thoughts come in my mind. So clairaudience, that is clear hearing. You're hearing information that is relative to the message and the evidence that you are trying to provide to the recipient receiving the message. The next psychic ability that the medium can use is claircognisence. Now that means clear knowing. This is your intuition. When something comes forward to you, clear knowing is when you just know something without being told or shown. You just get this clear, intuitive knowing about something. So you could instantly know that something is going to happen. When the doorbell rings, you have an instant knowing who is at the door before you answer it. Or if your phone rings, you get an instant knowing of who is calling you before you even look at your phone. It's the intuition. It's knowing something just like that, and you don't know where it's come from, but you know it's right because the feelings you're getting with it, it feels that it's truth, it feels correct, and the information that you're just knowing will just flow from you. You will just speak it without any instruction from the spirit world. It will just flow through you. For instance, some of you mediums as well, and anybody that's just watching that may not see themselves as a medium. Here's an example. You have a friend and they come to you because they're down, they need some moral and emotional support, and they offload to you, and they talk to you and you listen with compassion, and then you start talking to them. Now at first it will be your words, it's coming, you're thinking about what you want to say to the person to help them feel better within themselves and give them positive insight. And then all of a sudden you just flow. Information just starts coming out of your mouth, and you say it as it feels, as the intuition tells you to say it, and you express and give off what is needed. And then generally at the end of you saying that, you will say, I don't know why I'm saying that. I don't know where that came from. Well, that came from you, the inner knowing of you, the intuition. So hopefully that gives you some understanding of what clairvoyance is, clairsentience is, clairaudience and claircognisence is. So that's all to do with perception in the mental mediumship element. How the things come into the mind and the medium addresses it, what comes forward. So what I have just said within this video is just random examples of how mediums can use clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience and claircognisance. There is much more information the mediums can provide through working with the combination of those 4 abilities. Another thing to be aware of is not all mediums will be able to work with those 4 abilities. They may work with a combination of some of those abilities. So some mediums could be clairsentient and clairaudient but not clairvoyant, or they could be clairvoyant and clairaudient only. So there is many ways the mediums can work to communicate with the spirit world. So I hope this information was useful to you, even though it was on a basic level, but that's the way I wanted it for those that are starting out on their path, and just getting familiar with some of the terminology that you will hear through your spiritual development as you progress over a period of time. So thank you for listening in today. Please take my love, my light, my blessings, and I will speak to you all soon. Take care for now.